سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك صل على النبي وتبسم ده النبي تبسم وتبسم ده النبي تبسم اللهم صل عليه قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليه. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي الخسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. آمين آمين آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you. May Allah bless you in your endeavors. May He bless you with all that you're doing, bless you with all that you would like to be doing for His sake, His cause. Inshallah, if God so wills. There's a few things, inshallah, that I'd like to speak with you about. And I pray that the Almighty Allah guide my tongue, and that I speak only on that is righteous, and that I don't speak of my own opinions, but that I speak that of what Allah has prescribed for us, inshallah. In doing so, I'd like to start off by talking to you about some things that probably doesn't get talked about a lot. And the thing that doesn't get talked about, I think, that doesn't get talked about a lot, is the obedience of the believers to one another. The obedience and kindness, the humbleness that is supposed to be shared to one another. Now, I know that this is a topic on which a lot do not want to talk about, or even perhaps have been talking about it and have not perhaps seen any form of result to it. And that is because for us to have things to become successful for us by way of Allah, we must, as an ummah, come together in being obedience to Allah, except the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us a guidance. And inshallah, we have to follow that guidance. Now, I don't want to appear as though I am singling out my Christian brothers and my Jewish brothers and those who do not have a way of belief, because in no way do I do that. You know, here on the Brothers Corner, we speak to everybody. And we are sensitive to not offend, but yet it is known that we're going to speak truth. And if there's something upon which you would like to share, then you are welcome to get down into the comment section and share. And we would respond to it. But we're not into the bank of negativity. We're not here for the sake of arguing. We learn in this here, we learn to agree to disagree. And if we agree to disagree, then we go into our ways and we continue to find the knowledge of it for ourselves. But we don't just agree to disagree just to say that I'm not going to take what you say or you're not going to take what I say. No, you take it and you take it upon your own and you go back and you investigate it for yourself to see what it is for yourself. Sometimes we get into disagreements without even first trying to investigate the viewpoint that is being given to us by the other party. So inshallah, let us get into the habit of not being so harsh towards the person's towards a person, but yet showing some leniency towards their portion of understanding. All of us receive an understanding in a different way, and from someone different. Even with the Sahabas of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, his companions, they received different things differently from the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Certain things were said or certain things were done in same instances, but they were done differently. So we have to remember that and not utilize our knowledge of what we know and what another brother may not know or whatever as a stepping stone for beating somebody down or making them feel as though they're insignificant with regards to what they know, because they're not. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his record has been said that if you know as much as the kalima shahada, then teach it. If you know as much as the kalima shahada, then teach it. So inshallah, there's always something for us to be given, and in giving it, we may give it according to our understanding or the iman of which we are on at that particular time. And it may appear as though there's a difference, but if we take the moment to stop and look and see what it is, then you will see that we're not on two different wavelengths. Yet we're saying the same thing, but one may be a little bit more knowledgeable in that area than I am, or I in their area. So inshallah, let us begin by trying to listen to one another. Listen to one another to see what it is that is being brought forth, and not so much as to is this thing applicable to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in accordance to his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then we can go from there. And inshallah, if we do not, then inshallah we come back and we relay the info that we have, and then we see these things and we don't argue about it, right? Because when Allah and his Prophet has decided a matter, you have no decision in it, right? So if a brother brings to you some truth, some knowledge or whatnot, inshallah, and you take that knowledge and you go and you study upon that knowledge and you find that knowledge is truthful, then you must follow that knowledge. That knowledge become a part of what is righteous. But if he give you a knowledge that is not truthful or that you cannot find according to what is being said, now be mindful that to find doesn't mean just to go look in the Quran and look for it. Perhaps you should ask scholars, ask other people around you who are Islam, who are studying. Maybe they have an insight on what this is all about, inshallah. So then If so, that way we begin to conjure up more knowledge about what we're talking about, so we don't be quick to go and bash somebody about a knowledge that they bring to us because we happen to disagree with it based on our level of understanding of it. And so I'm just asking that at this particular time that we recognize that there will come a time in which ones will say a thing. Ones will say a thing, and there may be a different of understanding about it. It's not that I just disagree with what you're saying, but how I received or how I learned it may have been different from the way that you did. So that means that I take what it is that you're giving to me, and you do likewise, and we go back and we study these things, and we find out where is the individual coming from, where does his truth come from, and once we investigate this and find those truths, then we take those truths and them truths becomes a part of us. But if we go and we find where something in it that perhaps had been missed, then we bring it back to the individual and say, hey, brother, something you had spoke on the other day, or sister, something you spoke on the other day, I went back to find out more about this. It intrigued me, right? It intrigued me. So I went back to find more. But in looking, I found this. And you let them have that. And it is upon them to take it and do as they will with it. But you have given back to them something so they can know. Let me tell you about a hadith right quick that come to mind. There was two brothers. There was two brothers, and there was an elderly man with them. And these two brothers were doing in Islam, we call wudu, but it's a purification that we do of the washing of the hands, the mouth, the nose, the face. It's a purification we do before we read our holy text, which is the Quran, or before we make prayer, or it's what we do. It's symbolic of cleaning ourselves before we go before our Creator. Okay, so these two individuals were doing this, but it was an elder who was doing it. And they looked at the elder and they seen the elder doing it, but the elder was doing it in a way that wasn't proper according to the way that the Prophet Muhammad had told us to do it. Okay, so they didn't bash the elder, be like, "Hey man, you don't know what you're doing. You got to do this right," and blah blah. They didn't do that. Let me show you the wisdom behind what these two brothers did. So what they did is they went to the elder and said, "Oh, elder of ours, listen to this." He said that we are in the midst of doing something here, which of doing the wudu or the purification of Allah. He say that, and we want to do this purification, but we want you to watch us and tell us if either one of us is doing it improper. Who's doing it improper? And so they began to commence to doing the purification before the man. And when they got done, they asked him, they said, "Wa alaikum salam, Brother Stephen." They asked, they said, which one of us had done the wrong? And the old man turned around to him, he said, by the grace of God, neither one of you had done it wrong. But it was I who had been doing wrong, and I learned from y'all. See, what happened was that it was that we understand that when we quick to harp on people or to beat them down for what we think they should know, or they did something wrong, we quick to want to give them an uppercut because or drag them in the mud or make them feel bad. Why? Because what they did, perhaps they didn't have the clarity to it, but you may have. But instead of you going to them with some form of humility, trying to find a way to get in with them, to give them what is righteous, you went and tore their head off their shoulders. But these two brothers showed what brotherhood is. Not only they showed what brotherhood was, they showed what it means to honor your elder. Because they went to him in a means of honoring him, but yet giving him the feeling of not being felt like he was being ridiculed or being schooled by some young kids or some younger brothers. No, they kept the status of his eldership. They kept it there. They came to him as under him, saying, "Listen, we are doing something, and we would like for you to inform us of what it is of one of us doing it that is not correct, so that we can get it right." And in return, the reverse effect was that he noticed that it was him that was doing it, and he had learned from them. So in our time here, let us start seeking on how we can agree with one another. And if we can't agree, then agree to disagree. But don't agree to disagree in a way that causes dissension amongst one another. To agree to disagree, to go and study it. Go back and study. Study back on what they were talking about. You know, go back, bring some, if you can get to them, bring your truths. Here on the Brothers Corner, I told you, you get down in the comments section. If you hear me say something that's out of line or something and you know it, then bring your proofs to me. Tell me what it is, and then I'll check it, I'll get it right, and I'll come back and I will apologize for it. But if it's not, then alhamdulillah, you take it, you accept it, and you follow. And you do the righteous thing that the law had decreed for us to do. Learning how to agree to disagree but not be doing it in a negative way is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And if we can begin to start to doing that more often, then we'll find that in those things that we find we disagree in, there are commonalities in them. There are commonalities within them, and we just look at those things that brought us more. Something brought us together to have us even communicating about it. That's a commonality. You see what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't none there, you and I would have turned corners a long time ago, and we have never ever gave each other another point. But because we gave ear to one another, or we gave eye to one another, then that alone said that there's something in it of some form of commonality, right? So that's what we got to hold on to. And then when we find ourselves in a disagreement about something, then we always go back to that thing that brings us, unite us as one, or that thing that we understand most together, those things that bind us. And then those things that are not will fall aside. We find more about each other that we need to know with regards to one another. So just, continue to do what is righteous, and don't slander your brothers and sisters. Don't stand in the way of their progression. And if you think that something there is impeding that, then be a help to them. Don't be one to bring them down about what they know. We got all these people around here that's people of knowledge that have all of this knowledge around here. But guess what? Where are they? Where are they? So we're out here trying to strive and do the best we could do by the guidance in which we know and we have. And let me tell you this right here. Most of us around here don't have a whole lot of it. We're living basically day by day, just trying to learn it as we go. But then here you come, whomever it may be, and then you want to chop us down after all the growth we took, all the struggle and pain it took for us to get the confidence to stand here now and be able to say something. You done slapped it all down. So now there's one more important person out of the pitch of doing what is righteous. Why? For the fear of someone gonna slap them down if they say something that they disagree with. But I'm going to let you know something. You know me, I'm your brother, Muhammad Abu Bakr Abdullah. And I'm going to speak when I'm going to speak. If it's righteous, it's righteous. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Hey, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best to guide. I just come on here to talk about some things that's not normally talked about. I come on here to talk to you in a way that's not normally talked. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with a lot of the things. I'm just gonna say it. And a lot of people say that, Abu Bakr, you just too truthful. I don't know what that means. I'm telling you today, get in the comment section and tell me what in the heck is too truthful. I just need to know that, because in my study, I never learned where being truthful or where you can be too truthful. So I need help with that. Somebody out there help me with that, because I don't know where they got that one from. That sounds like somebody created. When you know what I'm saying? My way of belief, our way of believing Islam says that you tell the truth, even if it's against yourself. Even if it's against yourself, tell the truth, right? So, hey, I mean, whatever is, I don't know what is being too true. I don't know what that stuff is. That's the new day stuff, I guess. I don't know. That's that stuff when, you want to hide some of the truth so, you can stay up under your mask. But I'm telling you right now, this is mask pulling time. Now, we snatching masks off. We done wore masks too long. And y'all know what I'm talking about out there with that mask. So, let us get more in the habit of trying to understand one another and what one another is talking about, and not finding ourselves in the way of being divide and conquer amongst one another, because that's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants us to be divide and conquer. They want us to turn on one another. Or they don't know what they're talking about, they ain't that, and then just brush them off. But in doing so, I'm telling you right now that all of us walk the faces of earth with a certain blessing that is earned to someone else. Everything that you get don't necessarily belong to you. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me for 1 minute. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Muslim better cool. But listen, everything that you receive don't necessarily belong to you. Because everything that we get is only a loan. Why do I say, how is it a loan? Because sometimes it can be taken. Tell me one thing you own of your own. Tell me one thing. Alhamdulillah, brother, I love you. I love you for the sake of Allah, and I've always have, brother. You know you in my corner. Inshallah, and I'm in yours, brother. Tell me something about you that's different from what most people do, that you own. Tell me what is yours. That's what I want to know. It's totally yours. Give me one thing that's totally yours. Nobody else's. It's just yours. It's going to take you some time to come up to that one, y'all. It's going to take some time. You know why? Because don't nothing belong to us and everything's a loan to us. Right? You got those things that we find in our lives to be really, 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 really good for us, and we look at them to be what? Blessings. Right? Blessings. You know? But in the same, when we look at that thing and they feel to be really, 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 we don't find them to be blessings, but in them are blessings. In them are blessings. Right? After every difficulty, then there is what? Ease, right? So all of it has a sense of blessings to it. We just have to be more appreciative to what it is that we have. So nothing in it belongs to us. You don't even belong to you. You belong to Allah. Your flesh belongs to the ground in which it came from. Your ruh, your soul belongs to Allah. If I take both of them and give them to the rightfully places they come from, then what do you belong to? What belongs to you? What is yours? Nothing. Nothing. It's all alone. And what we do daily is that we strive to hold on to that thing that God has given us as a blessing of joy in our lives. And as for those things that are not, we try our best to move away from them, right? We try to alleviate them things by putting something better in its place, right? Okay then, but these things Allah provided us with in our own selves doesn't even belong to us. They belong to Allah. They belong to Allah. They belong to God. So, how is it that we lay claim to something that doesn't belong to you? We're striving for this thing. We're striving to do this. We're striving to have these blessings, these things that we have. We're striving to maintain the very life that we have because it is a loan to us. And sometime it won't be there no more. And there'll be nothing that you can do, you or I can do about it. Nothing. Nothing we can do about it. So when I look at you, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? Am I getting caught up in the worldly finite way of things and thinking? Oh, in the way of, he's his thing and lie. I don't. Why? Because I know that the very thing you have, I can have if Allah decreed it for me. And the very thing I have, you can have if Allah decreed it for you. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and envy what you got or what you are or how you do it or how I'm not going to do that. Because what I learned is that in that is a trial for you. In that is a test for you. I may not be able to be victorious in the test that Allah gave for you. So I'm good being who I am. And whatever blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in store upon me, whatever loan that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me, I'm going to be grateful in my space, in my circumference right here. I'm going to be grateful for what I got. Because in what I have is a test and a trial for me. And why should I envy what someone else's have or want what they got when they got a test and trial for what they got? Their test and trial could be greater than mine. But I'm sitting here envying and wanting what they got. La, shukrullah. La, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to give it, mashallah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to loan it, mashallah, then I have to take on the trials and tribulations that come with it. I will have to do that. But I'm not going to sit here and create a burden upon myself in which the law doesn't bear. He didn't put burden on us. He said he created no bear or no person greater than they can bear. We create burdens upon ourselves. Why? Because we go outside the bounds. We go outside of the rules of engagement. Our eyesight is outside of the rules of engagement. Now we're pulling all kind of things our way, and in the time in which we're in, they're not even for. So you ask for it, then the law spound out decree you to have it, right? Just so you can see the learned part of it. So you can see the learned part of it. You think you got a good thing going on. You think it's all woo-woo. Yeah, it's all what it is. But it's not. Because in the midst of it, the law sponsor is working it. In the trials of it, you're going to have to deal with it. So that time when you find yourself, when you done got all this stuff, and you sitting in your basement or in your room in a straight-faced thought, bright eye, don't know what to do, stressed out, about to find yourself in a depressive mode, ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question about all that stuff you got and that you doing and you see and you big and you that and all that. Ask yourself a question. How you going to deal with that trial you sitting in your basement or in that room or in that depressive and that stress? You got to deal with that based on what a law sponsor has put you in. That's your life. I'm not envying your life. I'm not asking for your life because I may not be able to deal with the trials and tribulations that you got to deal with in your life. So I'm going to be content with mine because I'm telling you, in mine, it's hard for me to deal with mine. So why would I want to be encouraging more upon me? So I'm asking you right now is that just figure out where you at. Yeah, there are a lot of things out there. Law says that we're entitled to the good of this life and the hereafter. The good of this life and the hereafter. I understand that. But the good of this life will become through the servitude of a law in this life, and you will receive that in which you need. In which you need. Right? You will receive that in which you need. And then inshallah, we leave off those other things and we probably be okay. Right? Because the things that you need, in them is a trial and tribulation. In them is a trial and tribulation. You know what I'm saying? In them have their own problems. In them you're going to find them. So don't do that. Wherever Allah have you, station He have you in life right now, yes, look forward to something better, but look forward through the eyesight, through what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to have and not what man have. Don't envy the knowledge of a man. Go ahead and be content with what you got and just learn more. Because in his knowledge, the amount of knowledge he has a test and trial. Wow, what do Allah say about those who have knowledge? Huh? It doesn't belong to, it's a loan to them. To give to people, to share to people. It don't belong. And if they ain't sharing it and hoarding it, then they in trouble. That's the trial and tribulation of having knowledge, man. You got to teach that. You can't be around here hoarding knowledge and all that. You got to teach it. You got to share it. You can't be neglectful in the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you and anything else. And anything else. So, inshallah, you know, we continue to strive for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's cause. We continue to ask ourselves about what it is and how it is that we can become more agreeable and less unagreeable, right? This stuff been banged in our head for years. You know, how we can disagree with that person or be disagreeable to that person or these people are that. Or, you know, no, I'm not asking you to do that. All I'm asking you to do is, if it's something that you disagree in, okay, you have the right to disagree on it. But what right you don't have is not to take whatever's being said by them and go study it to find out, do you really supposed to be disagreeing about it? Go study it. Look into it. You know, look into it. See what it is all about. Broaden your horizon with regards to your deen. Islam is broad. You hear me? It is broad. It's not narrow. It's broad. All things encompass Islam. And don't no one sitting on the face of the earth to this day know all of Islam. So can no one sit there and claim the title of having it all, I got it all particularly this way, lie. They can't, because it's too broad. To have it all is to know a law. It's just, you can't. You don't know it all. You constantly learning. You constantly, all of them constantly start learning. But if they, now whether or not they doing what they supposed to be doing with regards to the knowledge, Allahu Alam, that's something different. That's something that's between them and the law, you know. But by the looks of the ummah, somebody ain't doing something, because we got a lot of us out here sitting out here hungry for deen, and ain't nobody out here doing nothing to try to receive it. And we getting guidance from people around here don't know what they're talking about, and we all out here going Darlene. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. A'udhu billahi min dhalik. But where are the knowledgeable ones who say that they had this inking, this knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's way of life, and they supposed to be out here giving it day and night? They should be out here giving it. They should be giving it. You know? They should be giving it, not singing to the choir. You know? Not just singing to the choir, but get out and promulgate the knowledge. The Rasul Yaakov, he got out and he promulgated the knowledge. And once he taught the knowledge to the Sahabas, he made them get out and promulgate the knowledge. You know, promulgate the knowledge. He didn't tell them to go talk to the richest of the rich. They went down to the poor of the poor to talk about this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? They invited the richest of the rich, and they didn't really want to see it, but they went down to the poor of the poor to give the knowledge. The people who are out there who know the rule of Allah, who know that Allah is real. They're searching and seeking for what is true. This is what the people of knowledge get out and do. They get out and find these people, and they give the knowledge. They look for a place in which the knowledge is not being received to give the knowledge. That's their job. That's their job. Is to get out, take that knowledge, and give it to the masses. You know? But inshallah, if that's what they're doing, alhamdulillah. But make sure that when you're doing it, you're not teaching us how to disassociate with one another. You're not teaching us how to segregate and hate on one another. The most important thing to all of the Muslims all over the world, the most important thing to all of us that bind us together, that binds us together, and that no man could take away from us is our Kalima Shahada. The Kalima Shahada binds us together. The brother with the Kalima Shahada has more of a right upon you than the brother who don't have one. And he can be your blood brother. The Kalima Shahada trumps blood. So how is it then? Huh? So inshallah, you know, just be more agreeable. Find how you can be more agreeable to one another. You know, find the common denominator how we can be more agreeable to one another. And I'm telling you, inshallah, if we can see that, then inshallah, if we can do that, then we can begin to put a better wave into how things are done around here. Believe me when I tell you that, is that righteousness, people are waiting for righteousness. They're looking for righteousness. Too much envy, too much shayateen or shaitanic stuff goes on in our world today. We're being impacted by it daily in all walks of our lives around here. But at some point, that we got to stop that got to break. That trend has to stop. Somebody have to stand up, or some ones have to stand up and say, yeah, we're going to follow what is right regardless of what it is. We're just going to do it. I'm going to teach what is right, or I'm going to facilitate what is right just for what it is. I'm going to try to walk and live for what's right. Heck, I done lived for everything else. I done walked in everything else. I done walked for my friends, you may have. I have walked for my family. I've walked for Shaitan. I've walked for myself. I've walked for all kind of things. But when am I going to walk for the pleasure of Allah? How do that feel? I put a lot of energy in running out there in them streets before I got my head straight. I was bold about how I lived out there and the things I was engaged in out there. You were bold about the way that you lived in it. You were bold about the way you living in it now. Right now. Right now, you're bold in the way in which you live in life. Whether it's righteous or not, you're bold about it. How y'all know that? Because you're living it. Now becomes the question, when will you live for the pleasure of God? Because you've tried everything else out, and it got you exactly where you are now. right now. It got you everywhere, or got exactly where you are right now. So now it's time for us to stop living in accordance to them ways and start living according to the ways of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Live in accordance to the ways of God. It's not hard to do, family. It's not hard to do. It just takes one making his mind to do it and strive for doing it. And then place yourself in the midst of the same ones who are doing it. And if you do that, victory is yours. I'm saying to you right now, my beloved family, is that if we take the initiative now, this is the time right now to talk to the people, to let them know what is the righteousness of this beloved deen. What is the righteousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is the righteousness of the Prophet Muhammad? May peace and blessings be upon him. This is the time in which we take back the rings of deen by giving what is righteousness. But we can't do that if we always constantly amongst ourselves in disagreement, putting each other down, or whatever it may be. We can't do that. Listen, beloveds, we got to find a way of coming down, a way to come together to show the love of God. And I'm telling you, if we do that, the things that we may think are different from one another, inshallah, if God willing, we will find them to begin to come together, and we find the unity and the believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us a single ummah, right? Ummah could be translated into nation or a people, group, community, right? But we're talking about as a community, right? As a community. So this is a single ummah, right? A single community. We got to start thinking in the way to push our community together as a body and not be up in there chopping each other up, or making ones feel that they're not worthy of being there, man. Get off your high horse, servant. You got to get off your high horse, servant. Be a servant. It's nothing wrong with being a servant to your Creator. It's nothing wrong with serving the people around you. It's nothing wrong with being nice. It's nothing wrong with helping people. You ain't always got to be the one on the top. You ain't always got to be the one that's doing all the best, because in that is a trial for itself. As we seek this higher life, in it is a trial for ourselves, and we don't look for the trial. We don't look for the mischief in what we get into. We just see the glorification of what it is. And Satan give us that glorification, whispering to the ear, and we accept it, and we out there in it, and 2 years, a year, a month down the line, we find ourselves sitting in straight depression. Why? Because we can't deal with the trials and tribulations of the life that we chose for ourselves around here, the ones that we decided that we're going to add as a burden upon ourselves. We chose it, and now all of a sudden we sitting out in somewhere with our eyes gazed off in the days, because we don't know whether we're coming or going. This here must stop. Lead your lives righteously, and you will see everything that you got move forward and flourish in a way in which you would never know. It will flourish in a way that you have never heard. Then you can share that thing. You can share that thing with everybody. And when you share it, now guess what? Guess what? You're doing your duty. You're doing your duty. Why? Because you are helping someone understand that it's not the glorification, the part of what we have, but I have what I have only by the decree of God. And in it is a blessing for me. And also in it is a trial for me. But what you have going in it is a blessing for you. And what you have going on in it is a trial for you. And I don't want to take on your trials, and I don't want you to take on mine. I'm grateful for my blessings, and I want you to be grateful for yours. So don't envy me for what I have. Don't glorify me for what I have, because you don't know what is going on with me behind closed door about what I have. You don't know the pains about what I have. You just seen what is being seen. All of this I have, but you don't know what's behind it. You're striving for it. No, don't do that. Be comfortable with what Allah has provided you with. And if there's something other that you believe that you need, make the prayer, the supplication to Him about it, and then have sabr, patience and perseverance. Be patient in the outcome, but continue to persevere. What the Prophet Muhammad taught us to do, he said to say the prayers even though it's already been answered. Move forward. Keep moving in the barakah of Allah. Keep moving forward, serving Allah and doing what He has instructed us to do. And that's what He's asking. That's what we need to do. So in doing so, I go back to my initial statement. Learn to agree to disagree, but not in a negative way. Not into a negative way. Some things you're not ready with. Some people are not ready for. You have to understand that. Some things people just not ready for that. You know, and some things people are ready for. But you can't get mad at them because they're not, and Allah hasn't placed them in the development where they're ready to receive that. You can't do that. Praise them because they receive it, but you want to bash them because they don't. A'udhu billah. Everybody has a choice. Life is choice. Allah gave us all choice. He gave it to us. He gave it to us. So you can't govern their choice. If you do, then it's not a choice no more. Give the knowledge. Make sure that the knowledge is firm. Make sure it comes from a place within you that is real. That they feel what you're saying is legit. And then once you give it, let them go ahead and do what they do with it. If they receive it, mashallah. If they don't, then mashallah. But don't get into a thing about what we don't agree about. That's going around in our community right now. And sadly speaking, it is really tearing us up. It's tearing us up. You know, I give you an example. Inshallah. When I moved to the town I live in, I was going around and I was searching for a place, a mosque to go to so that my family and all, we can be a participant of the mosque. And in doing so, there are different mosques here where I'm at. But because of who I am, you know what I'm saying, because the way that I know of Islam, I don't look for titles. If you told me you had the kalima, and you make the salat and you do the things that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, that's what I see. That's what I see. I don't know. I don't look. I don't hear. That's what I see. Whatever you're doing outside of that is between you and Allah, not me. Not me. So, inshallah, I was going around and I went to a mosque, a little mosque. I didn't, it was little, alhamdulillah. And I went in and they had just got done with the prayer of Jumu'ah, inshallah. And I sat down. They wanted to sit down and have some food to eat. So I said, well, we got to make the salah because I came and I didn't come alone. I came with other families. We was with me. I was bringing some people with me. We were looking for a home, for a mosque, a home, and so we make the salah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen, and then they invited us to sit to eat with them, and then we sat down to eat. Mashallah, we down and we eating the sunnah, down on the ma'id on the floor with our hands and whatnot, and there's a number of us brothers sitting there, and the sheikh was sitting there, and when I sat there, a brother came around to me. And he sat on the side of me, African-American brother. It was predominantly like Middle Eastern brothers that were there. But there was one brother there who was African-American brother, It was me and some more brothers I brought that were African-American and our wives. They were over in the part where the sister was at, But we sat there. And the brother sat on the side of me. And he said, Assalamu alaikum, brother. And I gave him the greeting back as we should. When one greets you, you greet them back with a better greeting, right? So I did that. And he said, well, I just want to let you know that this is one of the followers of the family of the Prophet. And when he said that, I knew what the brother was talking about, but I just looked, I said, MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, you know, and I went on to keep doing what I'm doing. And which was trying to get some of the blessings of the food. I still didn't get none of the food, y'all. I didn't get none of it. The brothers, I ain't getting not to eat nothing. But mashallah. And so the brother, he came back at me again. He's like, well, we are part of the we know we are of the Akla Bayt, you know, and we follow the Akla Bayt, and the house of the Prophet and his family, and I said, okay, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, no. Then he wanted to keep going, so I had to stop him because now he's imposing upon me, you know. I don't. That's what you. Hey, brother, I came to make the salat associate with the believers. That's all I came to do, to pray and associate with the believers. But while he's sitting on the side of me right now, he's sitting on the side of me trying to inform me that these brothers were Shia. Because we were there. Brother, I don't care. Why are you sitting on the, why are you sitting here? Why did they send you on the side of me to sit here and tell me this? You know, I'm trying to enjoy the company of you. You say you Muslims. I came in, I brought Muslims in here. But now you sitting on the side of me trying to tell me what you're trying to tell me, and then trying to convince me in. Brother, listen. That's your jihad. That's your strive. That's your strive, brother. You know, that's your strive. You know, I'm good with it. You know, but I'm not here to impose upon you your strive. No, I'm here to serve Allah. To serve Allah, periodly. You know what I'm saying? So, we got, to talking and things, and I explained to him, you know. One of my issues and my fears of Allah is that all this sectarism that we got, Rasul Yakim told us that there will be 73 different sects of Muslims. All go into the hellfire, Jahannam, all but one. You know, and that's one that follows the ways of the Rasul Yakim, his Sunnah, and his companions. So, inshallah, I'm trying to figure out why is it that, you over here trying to, mashallah, brother. I'm not here to argue with you or nothing, but I didn't even really think about that. We didn't think about no. We just went to make Juma, and that mosque was closest to me to get to, so I can get my Juma in. And we went, and we're going to do that. All this stuff materialized. All this materialized. You know. So I'm just saying, and we got to stop doing that stuff. We got to stop doing all that, man. Because every time we do that, Shaitan wins. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge in Allah from Satan the accursed. We got to stop doing that. Just accept and be happy the fact that a brother walked into the mosque you didn't know. Allah allow you to see a believer that you don't know. Bask in that much of glory. Thank Allah for that. Think of Allah that He's allowed you to be introduced to another believer, another person that can bear witness to you being a believer. Well, how about looking at that? How about all of that? We don't look at none of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at none of that. We look directly at chaos. We got to start being more understanding of one another. There's a whole lot of reasons out there Shaitan can put out there for us not to. For us not to. But it takes iman, it takes faith. It takes dedication, it takes righteousness to recognize that beyond all that garbage, hey, there's something that we have in common around here. There's a common denominator around here that links us together. That links us together. So all around the world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most grateful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. So I'm asking you, how is it that we could get more into the agreeable ways of things and try to stay away from those things that ones figure that they disagree with you about? What is it that you, brother, you told me everything. Sister, you told me what you don't like about me. Now, could you please tell me just one thing that you like about me? And 9 times out of 10, you won't hear the fact that you Muslim, or you got a kalima, or you my Muslim sister, or you my Muslim brother. You don't hear that. They go into, oh, well, you got a this and I like that, you know. But what happened to you just loving me because I'm Muslim? Loving me because I have the kalima. Loving me because I love Allah. Loving me because I follow the ways of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Love me because I love the Sahabas. Love me because I love his family. Love me because I love the believers, period, man. How is it? Why can't we just find them things that put us together, that bind us to love one another, that keeps us loving one another? Why can't we do that? Why is it always something in the midst of us trying to do and be humane to one another, being each other's brother, being what Islam is? Why is it that it's always something that can slither up in there like a serpent in itself and cause the division between the two of us? We can be sit down on the Masala or anywhere and look over and see a believer, and automatically we frown. And why are you frowning? The brother is from Timbuktu. This is first Juma here. You frowning at him. Why? What did that brother do to you? What did that sister do to you? What did they do to us for us to feel that way about them? Then I suggest something. When you feel that way about that brother or that sister, I suggest to you that you get up, go find a mirror and look at it. Go find something and look at it where you can see yourself. And then you'll see why you're looking at that individual in the way in which you do. Go look at yourself when you feel that way. And you'll find what it is that is so disturbing to you about that individual. You'll find it by looking in the mirror at yourself. How many times have we done that? We know we've done that. If you've done that, get down into the comments section and say, Ameen. Amen. Something. Because we all done it. We've all done it. You know? Why, though? Why did we do it? You know? So let us begin more striving towards trying to know what it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to do and trying to find a better way to deal with one another. I've told you and I would always tell you, inshallah, wallahi, I love you. I love you as your brother for the sake of Allah. And I'm praying to Allah in dua that you love me for the sake of Allah. And that when you see or hear of me and I'm in a way that's unrepresentative to that, then you will utilize what Allah has given you as a right upon me to help me, to correct me, to show me, to facilitate to me that I'm in the wrong so that I can get back right. So that I can get back right. Don't leave me there. Don't leave me there. And inshallah, if God so willing, I won't leave you there either. And that goes to all of us. All of us. We got to find more reasons to want to be in the company, the more reasons to want to listen and learn, the more reasons to want to share and open up to one another. We have to find more reasons to do these things. To just disagree with each other, that's anything. Anybody can just disagree. But let me ask you a question. What is it that you agree about with me, beloved? What is it that you agree? Can we start with that? Because I can assure you, if we start with whatever it is you agree with me on, and we dig more and get to know each other more upon that, then that in which you find that you don't agree with me with, you will find that, oh, wow, I agree with that point too. Because I just didn't get it at that it wasn't for me to get at that particular time. It wasn't for me to get at that particular time. But now I get it. All praises is due to Allah. All praises is due to God. I get it now. How many times, think about conversations you done had with people and were in total disagreement with them. And then found yourself down the line, a year, a month, a day or so down the line, and find yourself saying, wow, this is what he was talking about. Wow. I agree with that. I agree with that. Think about all that negativity that you could have eliminated way back then. But just saying, brother, at this or sister, at this particular time, I'm grateful to what you're bringing me, but I don't know much on that particular side versus what I know. So we're going to learn, we're going to agree to disagree, and we're going to go back and study on each other's perspective. And maybe we can come back and we can converse some more about what it is so we can get to a common denominator about this thing, because we got it, we going to get to one. It just take a little sabr, a little patience. Remember? A little patience and perseverance. Patient in the outcome, but continue to persevere. It's going to take a little bit of that. So when do we do that? Start trying that. Cultural-wise, whatever. However it is. If there's something upon you that you see as a difference or a thing of disagreement with someone, then find out what is it that y'all agree about and find out how y'all can connect on that. Connect on that. That will keep the animosity. It'll keep the gut from out, the dirt and the crap from out of your hearts. Shaitan can't play in your heart with chaos and negativity and all kind of deceit and all that stuff. He can't do that to you. If you start joining, we start coming together more about things that we do have in common, man. And sisters, we do have things. We're living. We are the creation of God. We all have things in common. But our eyesight has been blurred by the things of our society. This world today have made us appear as though we are totally different. And we come through the same way. We got here the same way. The same way we got here, I got here, you got here. The same way. The only difference about us is what we're being told is a difference. That's the only thing that's different about us. Now we're being told that there's something different about us. From yay high, we told this. And we grow up with this mentality that this is different. But there's nothing under the sun different about you and I other than the fact that people telling us this stuff different. People telling us that it's stuff different. That one is greater than the other. Or one is lesser than the other. Or one should not worthy of this. Or one is, who is it, man, to give that type of statement about anyone? Who marked and deemed you to be God? Who marked and deemed you to be the righteous one to speak for people? Check yourself. Find out what it is about you. Because humanity has something in common. And we need to know how to work on what that thing is. But as I said before, we can do all the things up under the sun. But if we don't be led by what is righteous, we're not going to move a morsel. We're not going to move a morsel. We're going to be stuck. And it's time out for being stuck. I'm telling you, it's time out for being stuck. And if you don't, think that I'm giving you the truth. I know more than 2 to 3 dozen people that would tell you right off the rip that being stuck is a bad thing. You gotta keep moving. And they know it from experience. So inshallah, allow Allah to lead you. Allow God to lead you. and victory in itself is always there. I reach out to you. I reach out to speak to you because I love you for the sake of God. I reach out to speak to you because people are not doing this. People are just talking down at you. They're not asking us to lift up. They're not asking us to look at things from a different perspective. They're not asking us to look at the good of a thing. They just automatically want to keep going at negativity. The negative of everything. And negative begot negative. Just as good begot good. So, with that, I don't know if I've said something. I'm asking that you, first, that God forgive me. Forgive me if I said something that was inappropriate. Inshallah, there was never my intention to say nothing to anyone or misguide anyone by anything that's inappropriate. Inshallah, if I have said something that was inappropriate, please get on here in the comment section and let me know. And I would apologize to you personally, and then I would apologize to everyone if I've said something on here that was inappropriate. I have no intentions of doing such. As I told you before, a lot of the things I come from is on my desk. It's towards understanding Islam from the Quran, the Hadith, Riyadh Salihin. I'm sitting here, of course, Hadith Kursi, whatever. This is what I have. The elementary teachers of Islam. This is what I have. So I read it and I think about things in my life. I come to you to talk to you about things that I'm going through, things on my mind, by way of deen. Inshallah, because I know that I'm not the only one thinking or feeling or seeing what is going on out here. So, inshallah, may Allah reward our community. May Allah reward the whole of the ummah of Islam, the whole of the ummah of the world. May He give us healing, inshallah. Show us the way, utilize us to be that lighthouse to show the way of what is righteous. Inshallah, that people will, also wills, people would gather and come together in crowds to hear what it is that Allah wants us to be saying. Support me as I support you, inshallah. Share my videos, inshallah, with different individuals, inshallah, so that they could come back and inshallah, now friend them. And I just need some feedback. I need to get out there. I'm trying to do everything I can to get out there to you, to share with you something about Islam, just to talk to you about something that's just being real with you, inshallah. I don't want to know. I'm not going to pat you on your back, and tell you that everything going to be okay when it's not. Okay? I'm going to let you know what is, what's not, inshallah, and what is. So, I ask you, go on, share this video, share all of my videos. If you don't have it now, all of them, then you can go on to my timeline in my Facebook page, and you will see my videos are there. Listen to them, like them. I ask that you follow them. I just get on there, view them. Be here with me. I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm not going to turn my back on you. I'm not going to leave. My days I'm down, I'm going to be here because I'm going to let you know about it. You're my support team. You're my support team. And I just want to be here as a support team for you. You help me increase in my taqwa, in my iman, in my fear, hope for Allah, and in my faith, and my love for Allah, and I will continue to do the same for you. I just need the assistance of those who want to do what's right to assist me, and I assist them in doing what's right. If I could be a reminder to you, then all praise is due to God. If you could be a reminder to me, then all praise is due to God. But we got to begin being reminders to one another about what is righteous. I don't give a care where you at, in what form, or what your thought or belief. You got to start being a reminder of what is righteous to people, because you're held accountable for that. We're all held accountable for proper guidance. No matter what you got going, we're all held accountable for proper guidance. So inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that proper guidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the teachers to teach us that proper guidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us together. I ask that you stay with me. Stay with me. I'm your brother. I'm coming on here on Facebook. I'm doing this live all the time. And I'm going to continue to do it live. I'm going to continue to do. Alhamdulillah, more and more people are becoming friends with me. MashaAllah. But if you're becoming friends, know that this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about right here. We're talking about how do we get back to being righteous? How do we get back to doing righteous? Being an ear to those who need to speak, or being an ear to those who need to hear. So, hey, I'm here. I'm your brother, and God is the greatest. He is the greatest. You know, if I said anything that was wrong, please forgive me, family. Please forgive me. I mean no harm to say nothing to no one or be misguided to you. But if anything I've said on here to you that you find that you're inagreeable to, I ask you to accredit that to my Creator, because that's who it belongs to. I'm only a servant. I'm only a conveyor. I'm here to talk about it with you. And then you get to do with it what you will. I don't take no accolades for none of it. If the Lord chooses to bless me with a thing, I'm blessed with it. If He chooses not to, then I'm not. I'm good. As long as I can do what I'm decreed to be doing, that is talk to you as a reminder. I'm your reminder. I'm a reflection of you, and you be a reflection of me. And we all follow the way in the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah, sisters and brothers, I say to you, as I always said before, that Allah is asking you to live your life, but live it safely. And do what you never did to get what you never got. So I'm going to ask y'all right now to go with me as I go out in this dua and this supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you and for me, in recognition that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one and His Prophet, inshallah, is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أشهد لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وحد الصمد ولم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المسلمين والحمد لله رب العالمين وصدق الله عليه الذين آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I love you all. Please continue to come with me. Continue to share with me. Continue to view me. Accept me as your brother. Continue. Share these videos. Go on to my Facebook page if you're friends with me. And share. They all are there. Share them to people just to get the feedback. I'm okay with the feedback of people. I'm okay if people give me feedback. I take that and I go back and I look in Quran and I find out what they're saying and I build on it. Or whatever it is. But inshallah, I just ask y'all to continue to be with me as I continue to be with you. And love God. And live life safe. Inshallah. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ameen.